giant stand up here in the front. I can maybe identify status in life by symbol, maybe faith. I can see in the room here today. And so symbols are a way for us to communicate non-verbally the things we support, we believe in, maybe we're a part of. And the bald eagle, of course, is one of our symbols of our nation. Through an act of Congress in 1782, the bald eagle was selected as our national symbol, and it was then incorporated into an image, into a seal. And I'm wondering if real quickly I could just see this morning by show of hands, individuals here in the classroom who think they can describe to me in detail our national symbol that incorporates the eagle into it. 1, 2. All right, so let me ask this question real quick. I'm going to have you guys help me out in just a second, all right? Let me ask this question for the rest of you. How many of you think you can describe to me in detail, let's say, the Nike Corporation symbol? Apple Corporation? Go ahead.
Anybody can do that one.
Yeah. Yeah, so we know symbols, right? Yeah, and I'm going to have those that have their hand up help me out. But for the rest of you who can't visualize it, what I'd like you to do, who can't visualize our national symbol, I'd like you to get a dollar bill up. Go ahead, if you got one in your wallet, or in your billfold, or the bottom of your pocket, just go ahead and pull a $1 bill out. And then those of you who had your hand up, maybe you can help me out real quickly. So how many wings do we see on the eagle? 2 wings. A left wing and a right wing. A balanced approach to governance right there in the symbol. I know it gets frustrating at times, but it's right there in our national symbol. All right? It's got a shield over its body. There are 13 bars in that shield. There's something up above its head. What's above its head? A little star cluster with 13 stars. And it's carrying something in its talons. What's it carrying in its talons?
13 arrows. Or 13 blades.
13 arrows and
Olive branch.
an olive branch with 13 leaves. Why is 13 so important to us? 1 for each of the original colonies. Just remind us of those beginnings of our nation. And the eagle is carrying, oh, well, why arrows?
War.
Yeah, it's a symbol of strength. The United States will fight to defend its ideas and its beliefs, and the eagle carries those arrows to remind us of that. And why an olive branch? Peace. Yeah, we also support peace, and the eagle offers that extension as well.
I've got a question. I don't
Yeah.
know. Now, I was told that when we're at war, the eagle's head is turned toward the arrows, and when we're not at war, it's torn toward.
Yeah. So
Olive.
the national symbol has never changed its direction, but there is some military insignia that will change depending on wartime or peacetime. And so on the symbol itself, you have to imagine reprinting all new money to change the direction. Well, maybe at one point in the United States, economic success, we would have done that, but now that was already pretty expensive. And so, but it has changed at times on some other symbols to indicate peacetime or wartime. All right, so it's got the arrows and the olive branch, and the eagle is carrying something in its mouth. It's carrying a banner. The banner is in Latin, a little Latin on Sunday morning. What does it say? Pluribus unum, which means?
No.
From many. Perhaps there is no symbol throughout history that has been greater at uniting people and bringing them together than the eagle. It's a symbol that's been used by many cultures and civilizations to unite people. After you've checked that dollar out, there's no reason to put it away. Remember, the National Eagle Center is a nonprofit organization. Donation boxes throughout the building. Thank you in advance for that. Just slide that right in there. And so, do you remember the kind of test I was going to give you? Listening test. I've got 2 quick warnings that I need to give you before I bring Washaka into the classroom. And so, just to make sure you're listening, let's bring our OK symbol up. All right, remember it's a listening test, so I wanted you to do what I say, because it's a listening test. Everybody ready? OK symbols are up. Remember to do what I say. It's a listening test. I want you to take your OK symbol and go just like this on your chin. And then I want you to quickly look to your left and right to see if people around you are listening or watching. Where should you be doing this?
On your chin.
On your chin, people. This chin. Now I know when I just bring the eagle in here, don't say anything. Just gonna be watching the eagle. All right, but real quickly, with your ears, just a couple of quick things. All of the eagles here at the Eagle Center are here because they've been injured. And as a result, they're non-releasable. We'll talk about Oshaka's injury when he comes in here. Okay, he's gonna be attached to me using a system that has been used for thousands of years in the sport of falconry. He's gonna have a bracelet around each leg, an extender of a jess, and a leash that I'm gonna be holding onto. He's gonna be attached to me. However, sometimes when the eagles come into the classroom with their handlers, they try to fly. And we call that a bait. It comes from a French word meaning to beat about. And it should sound a little bit exciting, because the average wingspan of an eagle is 6.5 to 7 feet. And so if I'm up here in the front row with Oshaka, and he goes into a bait, or begins to beat about, it could happen near or over the top of your head, right? Yeah. Pretty cool, huh? Sometimes people try to move when that happens. I don't want you to move. I want you to stay still. It's kind of like freeze tag. If that eagle leaves my arm, just stay nice and still. Yeah, snuggle up to mom there, all right? Okay? Yeah, because my job is to keep him from hitting things, which I can do if I know you're going to be seated right there. Right? So you just want to stay nice and seated. The other thing that I want you to keep in mind is that eagles like to keep nice, neat areas. And if you've watched any of the nest cam stuff, you might already know what they do in order to keep that nest nice and neat. They do some house cleaning, like that stuff won't stay there for long. That adult will kind of flick it out over the edge or bury it. And that's partly why the nest gets so big, because they do a lot of sleeping under the rug. And that creates a mound in the nest throughout the nesting season. So when you come back the next year, you have to add depth, 1 to 2 feet in depth. So those nests keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But they have this other thing that they do in order to keep that nest nice and neat, and that is they can project their poop 6 to 8 feet. So if Oshaka's tail is pointed your way, at the very least you want to do this. Right? You guys already seen eagle? Alright, so what I encourage you to do while I step out to get Oshaka, a couple of things. One, get some questions ready for me. We'll talk a little bit about his injury and why he's here, but I also want to hear your questions today. And the other thing I encourage you to do is take just a moment, you too, Victor, and start to run some different feelings through your mind. And I don't mean like hungry and tired, I mean emotions. All right, so take just a moment and start to register and identify some different emotions. And then try to pay attention to what emotion is generated within you when Oshaka comes into the classroom. I'll be right back with Oshaka.